the director of military analysis at Defense Priorities, Jennifer Kavanagh. She's written about the U.S. blockade in a new op-ed for the New York Times titled "Blockades Don't Work the Way Trump Thinks." It's good to have you with us this hour, Jennifer, and I do want to talk more specifically about blockades. But first, I just wonder if I could get your reaction to the president's decision earlier today not to send Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner to Pakistan. We know Iran had said they had no plans to meet with the Americans, and frankly have said in the past that they don't trust Witkoff and Kushner. My colleague Nick Robertson also reporting that Iran's foreign minister had said, "We don't think the U.S. is serious." What does all this say to you about the potential for further talks?
Well, frankly, I'm not surprised that they were canceled. It wasn't clear to me what they were going to meet about. Doesn't seem like much progress has happened since the last meeting, which ended in a stalemate. That said, I do think it's unfortunate. It's unrealistic to think that one round of talks is going to solve the complex problems at the heart of this conflict. So I do think that getting back to the table and engaging in consistent diplomacy, maybe it's not at the level of Witkoff and Kushner, but other U.S. representatives alongside the Iranians and mediators is very important.
When it comes to the blockade, the president has expressed hope that this naval blockade would in fact force Iran to accept some of the United States positions. You've said it's unlikely, that the president doesn't understand how a blockade works. Have blockades historically been successful?
Well, blockades are very effective at increasing pressure on the blockaded country. It's just that they work slowly, building pressure over time. If we look back at history, the American Civil War, World War I, these wars involved blockades that imposed significant costs on the countries who faced the interdiction of their access to materiel for their war effort, as well as food and other essentials. But they were able to survive for years before they had to surrender. It wasn't a decisive factor when it came to their decision of when to give up. So in the case of Iran, it's likely to be similar. Iran is likely to be able to survive under this blockade for months, not weeks or days.
How much of that do you think the fact that Iran can survive for a longer period of time is also that we are potentially dealing with a regime that perhaps is not as concerned about inflicting additional pain on its people?
I think that's definitely true. This is an existential war for the Iranian regime. They know that their survival is on the line. They're willing to pay extraordinary costs and to keep fighting to the end. Not only does that mean they're willing to impose costs on their population, but it also is very different than the approach and the sort of position that the United States is in. For the United States, this wasn't a necessary war. The stakes aren't that high. And so if we're getting into a battle of wills here, Iran has the advantage. And it's just like we saw in Iraq and Afghanistan, where the adversary is able to hang in there for longer than the United States is willing to.
Jennifer Kavanagh, good to have your perspective today, and I would encourage everyone to check out your piece in the Times. Thank you. Still ahead here, the high-stakes standoff in the Big Apple. New York's push to tax the rich, sparking a billionaire threat to cancel a massive development project in the city. We'll take a closer look at that drama unfolding right now.
Eva Longoria, Searching for France, Sunday at 9 on CNN and next day on the CNN.
My moderate to severe plaque psoriasis